Hey everyone, welcome to today's weekly live stream. So I'm Ja and today I have Eric with me.
Hello everybody. You saw me jumping around?
Today?
Yeah.
Why were you jumping around?
I didn't put the scenes correctly. Doesn't matter. If
Always
this is
nice.
the biggest problem we have today, Ja?
The little things, they're the best.
Yes, true.
To a live stream, right? Okay guys, so obviously you already see what's on the table, right? So right now they're still covered in protective foil, so don't think like, well, why do they look so weird? Well, that's why. Of course, we're gonna peel them off later. So yeah, we will go through our latest 11th gen gaming desktops, the Aegis Ti5 and the Trident X, right here in today's live streams. I will do some live demonstrations, I will show you some benchmarks, of course also show you all the details regarding the hardware performance and all the statistics while I'm demonstrating them in the game. So I'll demo Metro Exodus and also Horizon Zero Dawn in today's benchmarks. And of course, I'll also tear them down to show you all the ins and outs, and to show you guys, how is the inside constructed, and what's the differences between last gen. So yeah, a lot of good stuff today to go through. So definitely stick around. And of course, like always, we have a giveaway. So today's giveaway is a $20 Steam wallet code. So go to msi.com/2/insider, and the more actions you perform there, the more chances you will have at winning one of the many to be given away. So, and if we, after the first draw, you didn't win, don't worry, because you're still in the drawing pool, and in the later stages you'll still be you still have a chance at winning one of the codes, so you don't have to redo it every time we announce the winner. And if the link here doesn't work, well, keep an eye out on the chat, because
Twitch and YouTube, we have we always call it a spam bot. It's just a bot who drops a link.
Chat bot sounds nicer.
That's true.
So every 5-6 minutes, you will also see the direct link to the giveaway in the chat. That is if you go to Twitch or YouTube. Now, if you're watching from somewhere else, because we stream to many platforms, on Twitter, on Facebook, YouTube, on Twitch, but we generally recommend you guys, for the best experience and for the live chat, go to YouTube or Twitch. And so yeah, if you just go to YouTube, you can go to MSI Gaming, our channel, and there you will already see that we're live. So just go to there and you will be able to join the live stream there.
And we're using our new streaming PC today, Ja.
What did you say?
We're using our new streaming PC, which we built a few weeks ago. So if something goes wrong, Mike is to blame.
Yeah, and of course, if you guys joined our live streams 2 weeks ago, you know that we started a brand new streaming PC that we have built, actually during the live stream.
Yes.
And so yeah, that is now actually right on the Eric, and that's what we're using right now. So if anything goes wrong with the sound, with with the connections, we're gonna definitely blame Mike, because he put it together. Fingers crossed, and hope nothing goes wrong. Okay, so let's see who is in the chat in today's live stream. A lot of guys saying hi. Roka68, hi. Rohan, hello. And JPSH is saying good morning. I guess you're watching somewhere in the western part of the world, because here it's already 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
USA, LA,
yeah,
morning.
Okay,
West
guys.
Coast.
So throughout the live stream, if you have any questions, if you want to add something, just drop them in the chat, and we'll do our best to pick out anything in the chat that we can. Well, mainly I'm going to look at Eric, because I'm going to be busy doing all this kind of goodies. But we'll do our best.
I'm still fixing some issues with our live stream.
Oh, of course, Mr. Masterdox is here. Hello. All right, guys. So yeah, first of all, let's give you guys some general introduction here, right here. And let me just close the lid. So here we have our Aegis Ti5. Now, if you watch our live streams earlier or even last year, you know that in general, if you just kept kept the news, kept up to date with the news, you know that we already had like the 10th generation of the Ti5. Physically they still look the same, so no surprises there. And the same goes with our Trident X. And our Trident X, of course, has already been on the market for quite some times now. And I'm sure you guys have already seen it, plenty of times on the internet or YouTube channels and stuff like that. Plenty videos and content regarding the Trident X. So the 9th generation, the 10th generation, and now we're sitting at the 11th generation. Yeah, so both of those, both of these are from our MEG segment, gaming line. So we have MEG, we have MPG, and we have MEG. So MEG is like our entry. So it stands for Arsenal Gaming, or MSI Arsenal Gaming, and then we have the MPG, which is our performance gaming, and then we have the MEG, which is our enthusiast gaming. So really, more or less, if you want to have like the best gaming performance that's like currently available on the market, that's what you're going to be, that's where we'll be looking at in our MEG lineup. And today I really have like our best models available even in the MEG level, because there we, of course, we have different models and configurations. And right here we have really our best models available with the highest configuration. So of course 11th gen, you can already guess right, it's Intel's 11900K. So yeah, in both. So actually when it comes to CPU and GPU, they both have the same specs. So Core i9 1100K and also RTX 3090. Now that's like one of the big changes compared to last year, when we have like the 10900K with the 3080 lineup configuration. Now here we have really cranked it up to 3090 to really, no more excuses to, if you want to have the best, here it is, like there you go, ta-da. So more or less that's the case here. So basically these two will come in the same configurations despite their differences in size. Of course, so if you're someone that's in the market for something that's going to look, really not like your average Joe, then the Aegis Ti5, that's what you should, oh, here it is. That's what you should research, because this is really all about the innovation. I'll get into that later with the gaming dial, for example, right in the front. And aesthetic-wise, it's really just something that we have, our designer really had some fun with it. Of course, this is something that's going to be, you either love it or hate it. Some people will really say, that's really my jam, that's my shit. And some people are gonna say, well, yeah, just give me the Trident X, because this little guy right here with only 10 liters in volume, like I said, shares the same configuration, right? So if you want to have like a small form factor desktop, if you want to save space, you want to have the very, very clean desk, yeah, that's what you'll be looking at, because there you also have a lot more flexibility and when you move around. So these two, the main difference really is in the designs, in the volume. So here you really have like the mid-tower size gaming desktop, and here you're looking more or less at a small form factor gaming desktop. So okay.
I fixed the problem. USA Twitter is also online.
All right. More viewers. Whoop whoop.
Well, that's another case. Doesn't have to be.
So I'm just trying to put them next to each other more clearly, so you can see really like the clear difference between these two.
Like one is a big shoebox.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I can add here. You can already see very clearly, like this is really like almost nothing compared to the Aegis, of course.
I remember in the past we poured water in it to see how many liters fit in.
You're almost correct, Eric. That was the Trident 3.
Oh, that was Trident 3,
that's
okay.
right. That one is even smaller than this one. That's like about this tall.
So why don't we pour some water in this?
This is a like just say 5,000 euros machine, so
okay.
probably wouldn't do that.
Clear. 3090, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And 1100K.
Don't want to damage that.
So then if I turn this around, you see their difference in length.
Inferno 912, yes, it's correct. We always use the last stream to retweet because we don't know the stream URL before we go live. So it works.
You know, when it comes to the tallness, well, they're pretty much the same. I mean, yes, the Aegis Ti5 it does like bunk out a little bit, but yeah, in this case they don't really differ that much. Really, difference is like in the length and also in the width.
So why is this different? Can one fit 2 cards, or does one have better hardware, or is it just design?
Well, when you talk about
or better cooling,
mainly it is design, but when it comes to cooling, the Aegis will thrive.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Later when I open it up,
what do
you'll
you
also see why.
Thrive or fry?
What?
Fry?
Thrive.
Oh, it will fry.
It will definitely thrive. Okay, so we have now the length, we have the height, you have already seen the thickness. And so if we okay, I'm just gonna give you like a general introduction to what kind of specifications you can expect, because I'm going to go in depth regarding that when I put one of these bad boys underneath the table and then really dive into the other one. So yeah, if you just joined, both of them are 11900K paired with RTX 3090. Now that's not to say that these are the only configurations available. No, the GPU, they will start at 3070. So in our MEG, really our enthusiast gaming performance, enthusiast gaming level tier, these two will start at 3080. I mean, sorry, 3070 with a 11700K, and then you will go up in the ladder. Eventually you will land at these two right here with the highest configuration possible. So here we have 64 gigabytes of RAM, and here we have all 4 DIMMs filled up, 128 gigabytes of RAM.
So sorry, Ja, jumping back to the GPU, because I see some questions in the chat. So the 10 gen was only up to
3080.
3080, and this one is up to 3090.
Yes.
And I think everybody knows, it's no surprise or no secret, there is a big shortage. So what about availability? Because I mean, without GPU.
Yeah, actually we did have some quite some delays already because of these shortages and stuff, but they are finally on the market because we have acquired enough of the hardware that's already built in all these kind of desktops. Now that is not to say that every retailer is going to have some of these models available in the stock. So you really have to go check with your local retailer to see if they actually have it in stock, because like Eric stated, these are not like, there is, let's just say, no excessive amount of these models available. So there are still scarce, but there's a healthy amount in the market.
Yeah, that's also why we waited with the introduction.
Yes.
We're already waiting for weeks or maybe months. Like, can we get a sample? Can we talk about it? No, let's wait.
Yes, and just before, in case you guys are gonna hammer me with, what about the price? Well, if you're looking at the Trident X configurations, they will start at around 3,000 euros or $3,000, depending on where you are. And we always sound like a broken record when it comes to price, because you guys already know what we're gonna say, right? It all depends. It can be higher, it can be lower. VAT, freight cost, blah, 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 yada, yada. Right now in the Corona time, we can't really give you a
somebody wants
price.
to buy, if Hussein wants to buy it directly, we'll put it on eBay later, okay?
Yes,
we are experienced eBay sellers.
If it says Eric V. Burden, be careful.
And it has an icon from a dragon.
Yes. And when it comes to the Aegis, it starts at 3,800 euros/dollars, all the way up to 6,000. So again, like I said, it's just a indication. So you really have to look at your local prices for yourself. Okay, so I'm gonna put the Trident. Let's underneath the table. Create some room here.
Question in chat. Where did I see it? Memory speeds. Do you know anything about the memory speeds?
Yes, this one, well, actually both of them. Last year, last generation, they were a bit slower because right now we have 32,000 megahertz. So yeah, last generation it was just slightly below 3,000.
Okay.
But yeah, of course, a lot of you guys wonder about the specifications, stuff like that. So I just have some brief slides with all these specs and goodies.
Back and forward a few times, yeah?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
There we go. So just some stuff here to give you guys up to date regarding the detailed specifications and what has been improved and stuff like that before we really dive into the live demonstration with gameplay and all the teardowns. So yeah, here I have all the essential specifications ready for you guys lined up. I'm not going to read them all. I mean, you can also read whatever interests you. So yeah, the CPU, GPU I've already addressed, and the memory speed somebody already asked, and also if you wonder about how much you can expand when it comes to memory, it's 128 gigabytes, which is also sitting in this model right now, the maximum available RAM. You also have the benefit here of the 2.5 gigabyte LAN from Intel. So more reliable and faster speed when it comes to internet connection if you can make use of it. So so for the Trident X, we have a very similar case because, like I already mentioned, these two are actually like brothers and sisters, right, when it comes to hardware or the components inside. But there are some key differences, but I'll also show you in just a moment. So CPU and GPU, they're the same. Memory also the same, except for the Trident X obviously being a smaller sized gaming desktop with also a customized and smaller motherboard. There is less room, so we have there 2 DIMMs available, and right now both were already used in the model that you just saw in the table. So maximum is 64 gigabytes available at 3200 megahertz. And storage, well, actually, I think with this one you also saw, right? So one of the big differences is that, of course, in both models we now have PCIe Gen 4 SSD or M.2 SSD is available, which is also the main storage that's being used right now in both models, where also everything is already being installed. So yeah, a lot of improvement in that department compared to last gen, with which was still Gen 3.
So Ja, let me pick up some questions from the chat. Is this a 3090 Ventus or a 3090 Trio?
Yes, this is our 3090 Ventus 3X.
Yeah.
So that's like the exact same model that you can buy on the market. So no cost down, in that department.
The SSD, are we talking about a PCI Express Gen 3 or Gen 4 SSD?
Gen 4, Gen 4.
Really?
So the main one is Gen 4.
Okay.
That's also where the Windows is being installed and everything, yes, but if you want to have more M.2 SSDs, implemented in your system, that's possible, but there's only one lane available for the Gen 4.
Yeah, so normally, because I can imagine that some people are asking what brand SSD or what brand memory. I mean, yes, there is an Intel CPU inside, and that will always be Intel in this model. However, the brand of memory and SSD, they can differ, because we're buying from different partners.
Yeah, it depends on the partnerships.
Yeah, indeed, and of course we always have the same ratings and the same performance as a baseline. Yeah, the brand itself can differ.
Oh yes, I'm Box. Hello to you too. He always screams my name. I appreciate it.
I saw somebody commenting about the notebooks. To be honest, I'm not really involved with the notebooks, but he was saying a 17-inch with 1080p is not something what people want. I would say yes. Yes. I mean, yeah, there are people playing esports and they just want the highest FPS on a 1080p screen.
I'm actually still playing on 25 inches and 1080p, and I play AAA title games too. And for that size, especially, I think for 17 inches.
But I cannot really comment comment on, like, I mean, is there an 4040p 17-inch model as well? 4K, I would assume yes, but that's just my comment. Difference between Ventus and Trio? Well, a lot of differences. Best to check one of the VJ live streams we had in the past on YouTube. You can find them back in the playlist. Basically talking about the VRM, about the cooling, about the number of fans. So yeah, 2 fan versus triple fan. Clock speeds as well. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I was just reading the chat a little bit. All right. Continuing. So yeah, the RAM I already mentioned, right? So big improvement this year with this generation. So we went from 2666 to 3200. So yeah, quite an improvement there. So when it comes to read speed, you can get up to a 10% increase, more efficiency there. When it comes to write speed, there is even up to 35% improvement compared to last gen. So yeah, when you are making use of the desktops, you know, in the RAM department, big plus.
So yeah, a question in the chat: why it's not 3600? I believe this is the maximum what the motherboard can do.
Yeah, good question. I mean, personally, I think, you know, the difference between 36 and the 32 in your daily use, and especially in gaming, it's not going to be that noticeable at all, because you know, 32 is already more than enough when it comes to gaming. And when it comes to your daily jobs or daily tasks, you know, except for, you know, having a higher cost, that's going to, you know, make it even harder.
Yeah, I guess main reason is probably the balance of cost. Having the total system hit a certain MSRP, which of course, you know, in the market nowadays, this isn't realistic. But we always have a target MSRP.
Yeah,
I believe that's the main reason. But we can check.
Anything else? Right.
Did Ja lose a bet and cut his hair?
I can still do my old hair if I wanted, but today I was just like, you know, let's shock you guys, because I really like
we already had a joke.
Yeah.
There was here a power supply, and somehow Mike, not me, Mike dropped it on the floor, and I told some people, well, Ja was trying to fix it with a screwdriver, and it was still on. That's why his hair was like. Pfft.
Yeah, I got electrocuted.
Yes.
So, but of course nobody
that didn't happen,
right? Because we all know who broke it.
Mike this time.
And another big improvement in this generation is of course the PCIe Gen 4 SSD. Here we also have one in each model already pre-installed for you guys in the right slot, so you can really enjoy the maximum speed available. So compared to last gen, you get up to twice as much speed and efficiency. So the main benefit there, if you have, especially nowadays, you know, if you look at games like, well, for example, Call of Duty Warzone, you know, being, I think with all the updates counted close to like 300 gigabytes.
320 on top, indeed.
Yeah, so you know, the bigger the files, the sizes, the data the game has to read, the slower. Well, if you don't have like a fast enough SSD where it's been installed, the longer it's going to take you to load, you know, some transition scenes or load a game, and that's only, you know, when we talk about gaming. So here, you really have like an improved speed when it comes to loading your game, you know, transitioning from one scene to another scene, usually, which is always what I found very annoying, that you had to wait, and it is just, yeah, a time wasted. And of course, if you're also creating and writing data and stuff like that, it's just so much more faster than before.
Reaper Man, we already talked about price. We beat you at that.
Who? What?
Reaper Man was saying, what is price, what is price, what is price, just to beat some people in the chat, but we beat him. We already talked about price.
Yes, because we know, you know, that's like...
that's
something that's
the first question on mind of most people.
Probably, yes. The top 3 questions like in every live stream when it comes to a product.
What is the difference between the motherboards in Trident and Aegis? Both have a Z590 chipset,
yes,
right?
Yes, so when it comes to the chipset, they're the same, but the Trident has a smaller, even smaller motherboard compared to the Aegis. So that's why also you have 2 DIMMs in the Trident and 4 DIMMs in slots in the Aegis.
So I think in Aegis we're using our channel mainboard. Do you know which model?
Unify.
Unify. And in Trident, we're using a custom motherboard, right?
Yes, that's like a very custom.
And custom means it's not available in the channel as a separate board.
Okay. Yeah. Continuing. And of course, something that's still here, Thunderbolt 3. For all of you guys, I like to use Thunderbolt for for display purposes when it comes to, or for charging purposes, or when it comes to just generally transferring data. Because yeah, Thunderbolt 3 is so much more faster with up to 40 gigabytes per second of transfer speed. Yeah. Even when you charge your devices, there's like up to a 50-watt power draw. So yeah, definitely if you are in the market for Thunderbolt, yeah, you're covered. And even if you don't, definitely can try it out. Transfer some files, save yourself some time, charge the devices. You don't need to look for a power outlet anymore, and you don't have to wait like for an entire day for your phone to charge up with the slow USBs. Yeah, so Thunderbolt 3 also available.
So yeah, good question in chat.
models.
Why not Thunderbolt 4 from the 3 dimensions on YouTube?
I think that might be something for later, because Thunderbolt right now is also
I know,
very
maybe
much in
I also
shortage.
know why, because I know there is a shortage in Thunderbolt.
Very, very much.
So maybe Thunderbolt 4 was in shortage, and that's why they picked Thunderbolt 3.
Yeah, and even with Thunderbolt 3, I mean, just to emphasis to you guys, just how big the problem is with the shortage. Because right now in our first batch, with many SKUs, we have Thunderbolt 3 available. But later, when more SKUs become available, you might even see that there's no Thunderbolt 3 support.
So it really, the
That's
Thunderbolt
really-
is also part of the SKU. So
Yeah.
It's CPU, GPU, memory,
You gotta look for it.
hard drive, but also Thunderbolt. And let's say connectivity, like Wi-Fi and Thunderbolt is also part of the SKU. Give us high-end with DDR5. Well, that will still take some time, and then you really need to ask yourself if you want to pay for DDR5, because that's not going to be cheap. Talking
Yeah.
about all the video cards go to minus MSI, I doubt it. I mean, you saw that Nvidia announced a new low hash rate card, so hopefully that will have an impact.
Yeah, we're doing our best to limit the mining performances, but
Well, Nvidia is doing that.
be a little bit more patient.
Yeah, shortage and everything right now. Correct. I saw still some good questions. Yeah, about can we downgrade the CPU? Yes, there are different. Do you have an overview of the configurations? Yeah, the SKUs?
No, I don't have an overview, but it's very simple.
Okay.
Because
We like simple.
define simple, that is, just think about which, well, they all start at 3070. So
Okay.
you have 3070, 3080, 3090. So there you have 3 configurations. And
Yes.
with 3070, the CPU will start at i7 11700K. So there you have it. You go from 11700K to 11900K, and then in GPU department you have 3 choices. So
Yes.
it's really
Okay.
whatever it is, up to you. You can choose.
Crypto is crashing today. I hope miners suck on it. I doubt it, because I mean it's still profitable to mine. I would say Ethereum, that is.
I see we have some crypto brothers in the chat.
Crypto haters, as always. The game lovers.
Now, something else, of course, this shouldn't come as a surprise to you guys. You already heard a lot about the Nvidia resizable bar, right? And we just want to highlight that after updating your system, all of our models, our 11th gen models, will come with Nvidia's resizable bar available. Now, just for you guys that are a little bit unfamiliar with what it is, to summarize it, to cap it, really, traditionally, your GPU or rather the VM, they have a lot of information that they have to transfer when it comes to texture or geometry, shaders, and they will have a communication with your CPU. Now, these transfers usually happens via small bits. And not concurrently when there's like multiple requests. With Nvidia resizable bar, they can improve the performance quite a bit by For example, making the assets when requested, when they're needed, to be accessed as full instead of bits of transfers. So a full buffered frame will be able to be accessed. When there's like multiple requests, they won't be queued behind each other. They will be happening concurrent, so at the same time. So there you have a lot more efficiency and improve performance.
Yeah, so we did several live demos in the past of this already on both AMD and Nvidia systems with AMD and Nvidia, AMD and Intel CPUs. And the difference, or let's say the performance difference, it really depends on the platform, the configuration, and the game.
Yeah. So later in the I'm almost done actually. Just a few more left. I'll also show what games are supported, and what can you expect with some games. What kind of improvements, or you can just check out our older live streams.
Hussein is saying it's time for MSI coin.
MSI coin, lucky coin. Hey,
lucky coin. That's a good one. Well, then we make it proof of stake.
No, I think you're not getting a little bit too technical.
Doesn't matter. You don't need to mine it.
All right. So in general, according to Nvidia, you can get up to 12% performance bump. So of course, this is not going to be consistent or the same with every single title that they support. It of course depends on your hardware. It depends on what game it is, and also the combination of these two. If we, for example, look at Valhalla, you can get up to almost 10% improvement just by having resizable bar activated or enabled. Yeah, if you ask me, that's quite an improvement.
Free performance?
Yeah, free performance.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk close to 6%, Formula 1 12%, and that game already runs at a very, very high FPS. And now you get even more.
Yeah, but it really depends on the game, the resolution, and the hardware combination.
And Watch Dogs Legion, it's a very, very hard game for your PC to handle. I think a lot of you guys are already also noticed, because we also did a lot of the live demonstrations with this game specifically. It is a very difficult game to handle for your hardware, even back then with a 10900K and 3080. On 1440p, that was already quite a big ask for the GPU and the CPU combination. But here, with a resizable bar, you can get a 9% improvement. So yeah, that's that's quite something actually, if you think about it.
Question in the chat from Katarisk. I would say, in your opinion, for content creation, 3D modeling, which one should I buy? Trident 2 or Trident? Oh, sorry, Trident, Aegis, or the Curator PC? You say 3D modeling. That really depends on what kind of 3D modeling. If it's only CAD and it's only the preview you care about, that's something different. Then you're actually going to render with it for movies or for. Let's say visualization. So really, I mean, what is 3D modeling? There are a lot of different parts of the workflow.
Really, if I add to that, you should go for the Creator P100X because that's like really our tailor-made gaming. That's our tailor-made creator desktop, meant for what you're asking.
The nice thing of that is that you have the Creator Center, which lets you prioritize jobs, etc., speeding up a lot of things.
Yeah, so there you really have like the customized performance and also the improvement in efficiency. And we actually also did, I believe, beginning of this year, we did this live stream with our newest P100A. But there I also demonstrated with the Creator Center, what kind of improvement in efficiency you can get out of it by prioritizing, for example, the cores, and also prioritizing programs and apps, also getting really the most out of the system. But on the other hand, if you are really in the market for creation in which you really require like the highest amount of RAM available, then I will suggest try out the Aegis Ti5, because here you really have 4 lanes with 128 gigabytes available for your workloads. So
it really depends on
necessity.
Yeah.
then that's what you should look for.
It really depends on indeed what you want to do. Blender 3D Max. Resize bar is only ray tracing? No, that's for the whole workload. So it works on all the GPUs, all the CPUs. So best to Google MSI resize bar. Then you probably find a block or something. What you need a BIOS update for your motherboard. Maybe you need a like this. Maybe you need a BIOS update for your GPU. And you need the right drivers. And of course you need a game which benefits from it.
Yes, so right now, according to, on Nvidia's website, you can see that as of March 30th this year, they have 17 games available. Yeah, so a lot of the big titles in there also, Red Dead Redemption 2, Watch Dogs Legion, Death Stranding, awesome game, Cyberpunk of course, Borderlands 3, so yeah. Even Hitman 3. Is that game even out? I'm not sure. I thought it was still in the making, but...
I lost my love for Hitman.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, in the past I liked to play it, and then I think it's Hitman 3, they started with chapters.
Let me guess, you used to play Blood Money.
All the titles indeed, yeah.
Oh, that was my favorite one.
Yeah, and then, I mean, then they had chapters, and it was like, I mean, maybe I got older and I wasn't patient enough. I mean, like, Call of Duty and Battlefield is the opposite from Hitman. And then you finish the chapter, you needed to wait until the next one. I was like, nah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so if you want to make use of resizable bar, you're going to make sure that you have the compatible hardware. So when it comes to CPU, motherboard, and GPU, and if on Nvidia's website, there's all the details and information that you can find. Here they also have like installation step. They will tell you what to do and how, and also what kind of CPU and chipset is supported right now.
So I think we do way more than this. MSI, I mean. This is from Nvidia.
Yeah. But if you want to check out more detail, also the live demos, of course, like we said earlier, check out one of our older live streams. Okay, yeah, so that was it for the slides today. Before we continue, I think we're probably going to start with some giveaway already, and then we'll dive into some gameplay action.
The giveaway. It's not a party like last week, right? Because I remember you gave it like three to, what was it?
Oh yeah, you meant the bundles.
Yeah.
No. Last week was a special one because we originally planned to give away Resident Evil Village because that's last week's topic. But unfortunately we couldn't get any game keys to give away. So we thought, why not
we still want to give it away, but then in a different...
Yeah. Just give you the same value on Steam so you can get it yourself.
The first winner. Well, yeah.
All right,
your turn.
I'm gonna give it a try. Our first winner of today's $20 Steam wallet code is Branislav.
Yeah, Branislav.
Branislav.
And he won with the loyalty bonus. Always very happy to see that.
Yeah. So if you knew, loyalty bonus is, the often you join our live streams, the more points you accumulate, and that is like free for you to use as extra leverage to get one of the codes.
Extra leverage, that sounds like it's a lot, but it helps.
Yeah, it helps. Just something extra to help you win.
And if we see that everybody's winning with a loyalty bonus, then either we stop streaming, or we need to make it like a super duper level on top of that.
It's nice to read. Merrick is saying, finally I can settle down and watch stream with coffee and snacks. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I can use some coffee and snack myself, but I'm just gonna make do with water. Gotta stay hydrated.
The specs of this rig, there at the bottom of the screen, you can see the specs of the Aegis. The Aegis.
Oh, I see you brought yourself a can of Coke as usual. Nice.
Yes.
Okay,
I still need to talk with the company for some sponsoring.
All right. First, let me show you guys. if we go to the capture view, if you get yourself a hold of well, in generally, if you have like different setup, that's fine too. But seems like we need to
it's always like
reconnect
this,
the connection.
Oh,
It's coming. Let's redo it. Should be fine now. Stuff like this usually happens.
in the past we used to panic. Now we don't.
No, now we just laugh it off. You know, it's part of the game.
We don't care.
Let me check the internet connection. Yes, solid. Here. Solid. Nothing yet?
No.
Strange.
Did you start the program?
Yes. I did.
Oh.
No. I think we're here. I think we got it.
Surprise, surprise.
We're so close. We're so close. So, just in case you're wondering, we're using NDI to capture what's on here wirelessly.
So we have a new stream PC with a lot of capture cards, but that part we still need to wait for our longer HDMI cables. We ordered them, but yeah, not here yet.
Yeah, let me just restart this PC. Usually that helps.
Alright. I do like this. Okay.
We'll probably have to do the same for the Trident capture as well. But hey guys, the new streaming PC seems to work perfectly
Crash.
fine. No crash yet.
Yeah. And we're not we're not finished with it because Michiel just put the old SSD in this one in order to get all the programs up. But soon we're going to switch from Streamlabs OBS to the normal OBS because we are missing some features.
We love changes. We love changes.
Yes, we're reading the Twitch chat.
Yes, indeed, Mr. Master Dogs. Still black, but we're getting
Bought
there.
some 10 meter HDMI cables. We ordered some 7.5 and 5 meters. Like 4 or 5 cables and one long.
TV20055. We are reading the Twitch
chat.
chat.
I just saw them.
Thank you.
And one long display port because Ja was always complaining about that.
I complained once today.
And
just like I always lose the screws. Okay,
yes.
we should be back. Okay, now it's fixed.
Yes.
There we go. Have you tried turning it on and off again, like Peter would say? Okay, so how to check if you have your resizable bar enabled. Just a very quick thing to show you guys, and that's it. If you go to control panel of Nvidia in the left lower corner, the system information, and there if you click on it, you'll see that there's a resizable bar and it will say yes or no. Well, because I just got the sample today, I didn't do all the necessary update yet, you know, the VBIOS and the GPU BIOS. So once you have done all the necessary steps, that's where you can check whether resizable bar is now available or not for you. Okay, so on the Aegis Ti5 there is the gaming dial. Now, if we, let's show you guys in detail what the gaming dial is.
Questions about PCI Express 4.0 riser cables. Those are very difficult to make because it's about the right length. So in the past we also had in our like full desktops, we also had some with a vertical GPU which use a riser cable. But we stopped with that, especially because of PCI Express Gen 4, because it's not easy to have good quality in those.
Okay, if Eric, you can switch to my mobile phone.
Yes.
So when I say gaming dial, this is what I mean.
Maybe you can, yeah.
That's beautiful. Look at this. Now, might as well peel off this as well. You know, in my opinion, this is a little bit too well protected. This is like the third layer.
Maybe start on this side. Ah, we cannot see what you're doing there. Ah, yeah, like that.
Foil after foil. Here we go.
Well, better have something protected like this than that it arrives with scratches. It feels to me that you're making scratches with your nails.
I'll try my best.
Can you angle your camera a little bit? Higher, yeah, like that.
Multitasking is sometimes quite hard, quite difficult. Last part. There we go. Look at this. And there's the dial. It goes quite deep. And it's like right in the center of the desktop.
There's still some foil inside.
Oh. Yes, I see. For men of your age, you have quite a good sight. Now it's perfect. Now this is the gaming dial. So it's the world's first human-machine interface, which means that this is like how you can control the software via the hardware outside. So if you click it, it for example says shortcut, it says monitor. If you click on monitor, for example, it would just show you the system performance, or the system stats basically. And all of this you can tune in the software, which I'll show you in just a second. So if you want to go back, just long press it, and if you want to adjust the volume, click here and turn it. Go back, use a scenario. So if you want to have extreme performance, choose extreme. If you're more like a balanced, a very chill dude, just go for balanced. And if you're someone that absolutely hates noise in certain scenarios, just choose for silent. You don't have to touch your mouse. No. Just use this. And if you don't like Lucky, I don't know why you wouldn't like Lucky, but you can change this as well. So really being the heart of the machine, the eye as well. Now, if we go back, I'll show you guys what you can do in our software, where you have to tune the settings to your liking. So you guys are familiar with Dragon Center, but we know that there are some complaints. So we did we actually reworked our Creative Center and our Dragon Center, and now we have MSI Center.
It's not finished yet.
No, but this is like already like the early working model.
Yeah.
As you can see, well, at least if you're familiar with it, the entire interface is all changed. We try to make it more user-friendly. There's better compatibility. Overall, it just runs better than before. But of course, we're still building on it, still working on it. Now, in this MSI Center, if you want to, for example, use the gaming dial, you want to tune it, you go to, let me show you guys my mouse as well. It's nice name cursor. Go to features and then choose gaming gear. There you have the MEG Aegis Ti5 gaming dial. Click on it. Here you have multiple scenarios that you can choose. For example, you can add music switch as well, game mode, your Mystic Light sync. You can have five as a max at a time. And you can add shortcuts, so if you want to launch a specific type of game, just go to here and then look for the source file. So you can use the shortcut, but you have to use the source file. So if I go to here, I go to Steam, and then blah blah, you'll find the game. For example, here Horizon Zero Dawn. It's added here as a shortcut, and then just apply. If you want to change, for example, what you want to have as a monitor stat, CPU frequency I have right now, and temperature, you can also add memory frequency, CPU clock, weather forecast even, but this one you have to set up with your location services and stuff. But idle, it will also show you weather forecast if that's what you prefer. So a lot of stuff you can do here in Tune, and if you want to upload your own customized animation or GIF, that's where you have to do. This is where you have to be. After all, you're done. Just click on apply, and that is it. So quite simple, but yeah, that's our gaming doll, very exclusive for the Aegis Ti5, where we try to make your life easier and also something very cool for you to show your friends. Like, can your gaming desktop do this without touching your keyboard and gaming mouse? No, probably not. So that's the gaming doll, and now I'll get into Metro Exodus.
Sorry to interrupt you. I see two persons in the chat, Parash and Supu. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your names wrong, guys, or girls. They seem to have won, and their gaming code, wrong wallet code or something, that didn't work. Please reply on the email we sent to you, because we know in some regions Steam codes cannot be redeemed, or there is some issue with it due to change regulations from Steam. So please let us know. We will look into it, how to fix it with you.
Okay, got Metro set up. Now, Metro is, in my opinion, still one of the most impressive looking games out there.
There's a new version out, right? Metro.
Yeah, enhanced.
Is that this one?
It's not this one, because I actually wanted to do that one, but I didn't have time to download it anymore.
So you get it for free, or how does it work?
Yeah, so if you own the previous game or the original game, you can also download that one in your Steam library. It will show, well, not Steam, but Epic Games, it will show as you own it already. You just have to download it.
Yeah.
But basically they have improved some animation and a lot of the graphical aspects, scenarios with contrast and better lighting, and also better ray tracing experience. So definitely worth trying out if you're a fan of Metro.
How did you fix this last week? I mean, last week we had a live stream which was 18+. Did you tell everybody, like, if you're like 17, bye-bye?
Oh, I basically just said nothing, so I left it for the people to figure out.
Okay. Oh!
You know, just don't drag your parents into the viewing experience, then we're cool. Indra Kuni saying, I love Metro. Yeah! Okay, the intro is sometimes a little bit long, but let's go. All right, on the right upper corner, I have set up all the benchmarking stats for you to view. We have the GPU temperature, we have the GPU usage, followed by the wattage. And also the CPU temperature, usage and wattage, and also, of course, the FPS. First of all, let's get into the options, and then I'll show you guys video settings. So quality is at extreme. VSync, always turn this on off if you don't want to have any problems. Sometimes you will find that this is like turned on by accident. You know, if you find your game to be you know, delayed, having some issues, make sure you check if VSync is on or off. Yeah, motion blur, I hate this. I don't know why they didn't put in an option to turn this off. I guess the developers really like this option. Well,
most game developers, I mean, it makes things look cinematic, but yeah, if you like to kill stuff and don't get distracted.
Yeah, I also agree on that. But here you see everything is either on or to the max, playing at 1440p. So this game is also not a easy cookie to swallow. Yeah, just applying the changes. So also why I picked this game as one of the reasons, besides that it's a beautiful and very nice, nice game. It's going to
applying
challenge.
changes already takes 5 minutes.
It's really going to challenge your setup. But usually, from my past experience, this is a lot faster. But because I think I just copied the original game files from another PC to this one to save myself some time by not re-downloading it, I think that's what's causing this, yeah, slow applying it process. Okay.
When it has
So
been
you play
years
this game.
since anyone's heard anything but static and white noise
This
on
is
the radio.
this
Who
is a
could
game that you
still
like to
believe
play
we're
when you have
not
like
alone
capable
on this
hardware,
earth?
because you
My
really
wife,
want
my
to
comrades
enjoy
from
I never
Order,
played this
the
game.
visual
friends,
prowess of
people
this
from-
game. It's quite impressive.
I don't like monsters that much.
It's okay, the monsters here are not that scary.
No, it's not about scary, but I mean, I like Battlefield or Call of Duty, more realistic stuff.
I mean, if Battlefield and Call of Duty were like looking like this, then yeah, that would be a different story. So right now, at 1440p, everything's set to max. Ray tracing off. I'll show you in just a second what it's like with ray tracing on, and also DLSS. Yeah, as you can see, I'm setting at a comfortable 150, 60 to 170, 80, 90, so between 160 and 190 FPS. 1440p maxed out, guys. And this is Metro we're talking about. This is not a competitive title, okay? So let's just go through the...
Mark GK is asking, why don't you stream in 4040p? Yeah.
What?
Why don't you stream in 4040p? That's a long story. Best to watch back live stream from 2 weeks ago. We explained about the capture cards, our new streaming PC setup,
limitations.
and there we explained the benefits about streaming in like 1080p, 4040p, or even 4K with HDR. It's based on the channels, short story, based on the channels to which we stream, 1080p is best.
But who knows? Next year we might be streaming 4040p as an option.
Yeah, I'm really waiting for Battlefield 6, and then for sure I will try to lure the other guys into multiplayer.
You know, if I really look forward to when they bring out Battlefield 6 and they'll have a Battle Royale, a really good Battle Royale contender to
Nah, it will not happen.
Warzone. That'll be awesome, you know. Get with your friends, you know, setting the tank, because that's what you miss in Warzone right now, right? So you can fly something, you can sit in the tank together, you know, really be in the battlefield.
Helicopter side.
That'll be great. Oh, yeah, this is a difficult scene to render, as you can see. FPS dropped to 100 even. Like I said, you know, this game really pushes your hardware, especially in these kind of situations. Yeah, so the GPU is now sitting at 81, 82 degrees, very comfortable. Yeah, basically capped out at max performance already at 97%, and it's drawing, let's say, about 340 and 350-ish wattage. As for the CPU, it's sitting at 60 degrees, and of course at 1440p your CPU is going to be working less hard when it comes to compared to 1080p. So here you also see it's yeah, only being pushed to maximum 37% that I have seen. Oh, 54, it jumped to 54 for just a second. And now also only drawing 112 watts.
What is this jammer for?
So this is going to look different. This will look different when you play on 4K, because there your CPU will have even less workload, and when you play on 1080p, your CPU will have a lot higher workload because it will have a lot more to process per second, because there's so many more frames. So the CPU will have so much more instructions to give to the GPU. Now, can I skip this cutscene because it's taking
I
quite
fixed
some
the volume.
There was an issue with the volume?
Yeah, it was too loud.
Ah, come on, it's cinematic, guys, cinematic. Is one resolution. Right now we're running this at 1440p. And Yusuf is saying on Twitch, is the GPU temperature normal? Absolutely, for a, you know, especially this kind of GPUs, 81 degrees is like very, very normal. Like even if this hits like 90 degrees, you know, it's still like not something that you should be alarmed about. And like we said before, so here we have the 3090 Ventus 3X with 3 coolers on there, so 3 fans. Really keeping this at maximum load, like around 80 degrees. That's quite a feat already.
I think now the sound balance should be better.
Look at this environment.
It's like on 20% right now.
So yeah, the total power draw right now still hasn't exceeded 500 watts. And of course, you know, there are also other peripherals in there that will make use of wattage and power. But the two main users, of course, still quite low. And in this bad boy, there is a 850 watt 80 plus gold PSU. So you have plenty of headroom left for even you know, future upgrades if that's going to be more power hungry.
Indeed.
All right, seems like we are close to action. When I'm in the action, well, after this action scene, I can turn ray tracing on and off, and also show you guys DLSS, just how much.
After this action scene, we're going to do a giveaway.
Ooh, it's not a giveaway time?
Yeah. Just give it to me. Yeah.
Well, we're still alive. Come on.
So maybe next time you can have a save game after the cutscene?
If only I knew when the cutscenes will happen.
Yeah, okay.
But you know, it's basically still the same because the game still renders this scene as like a true
it's
gameplay.
in-game.
So all the statistics they are still valid, and you know, that's what's important, right?
Yeah, but I want to see you do
Well,
some
there
killing.
you have it. Okay, so in this specific scenario, we're sitting at 140, 148, 120, 118. So let's say this
The
here.
Gleam link says the event
120.
is ended. Let me check that. Maybe it is.
Oh, if we go to now, if we go to ray tracing, we're turning it on and ray tracing to ultra without the DLSS first.
The Gleam links, for me, the Gleam says it's still 2 hours to go. 5. No, you're.
We have now been
Let me check this.
cut back
This is
from
strange.
120 to 80ish. So 40, about a 30%
No, it's correct.
decrease.
7 p.m. That's like
Well, nah,
still 2
20%.
hours to go.
But
Let me check again.
the game suddenly looks much more realistic. The general ambient lighting is a lot better. Yeah, so that's what you pay for when you use ray tracing.
So the giveaway in Gleam is still open for 1 hour. And yeah, it's a bit confusing here, but it clearly says 1 hour. Confusing because I filled in until 7. Yeah, so sorry, until 2 hours later, but it only
No.
says 1 hour later.
if we get kicking with DLSS, we will go from.
I'm going to do lucky draw, Ja.
Go for it. We have a performance bump increase of around 10 FPS. And visually, there's no difference. So, yeah, that's the power of DLSS. And imagine in these kind of scenarios, when you have like resizable bar enabled as well, you will get approximately, depending on the game of course, let's say some games you can get like 10%. If you get like another 10% increase here, yeah, together with DLSS, you have quite the performance leap, for free. So that's like,
well, this performance is not for free. I mean, you need to buy an Nvidia or have a Nvidia
of course,
GPU.
I'm talking about when you have it already, right?
Yeah, that's true. So the next winner is Roka68. Congratulations.
Congrats. Hope you have fun with it.
Yeah, in the coming days I think Ja will send you the game codes by email, game codes, with Steam wallet codes by email. Enjoy it. If you want to participate in the giveaway for at least 1 hour, you can still participate. If you're on Twitch or on YouTube, click on the link from the spam bot. Each 5 minutes it spams a link. Or go to amazon.com/2/insider. We should have some kind of commercial for this.
We can
like a jingle.
We can talk about that
next week.
That's one. Look at the lighting. No, that's not flammable. Too bad.
Yeah, this looks awesome.
Yeah, I think we're now well 10 minutes into the game, with the GPU still constantly being maxed out. Still sitting at 80 degrees, no change there. So it's not like it's going to build up because it's already being cooled at the maximum capacity. So it's pretty much not getting past that.
Does DLSS have a disadvantage for graphics? Debatable topic, because indeed, in the long time ago in the past, when vendors had a super driver out, which could increase the FPS a lot more, sometimes they cut down on the image quality. So, and this actually is also what DLSS is doing. Of course, it tries to improve the image quality by having it rendered in lower resolution, which is faster, and then upscaling it by AI. But sometimes it fails, and sometimes, sometimes it is always worse. We had it in Battlefield in the beginning, but sometimes it's, it's also looks either similar or it can be even better with AI, and it really depends on the game. So yeah, I would say it would be an advantage because you for sure get higher FPS, and of course there might be some small issues, but they are minor. When I can, I always enable DLSS.
Hello.
Yeah, and especially with ray tracing, that's correct, Youssef. With ray tracing, normally takes a big hit. You take a big performance hit, and with DLSS you can offset that. I mean, you not always get your original performance back, but at least you can play in decent FPS again and enjoy the nice graphics from ray tracing.
All right, so that's pretty much for Metro Exodus for now.
No, we didn't download the enhanced edition. Sorry for that. Because this morning, actually the Aegis and the Trident just arrived this morning. Actually, they arrived last night, but we couldn't get them from a warehouse. Needed to do some paperwork, so Ja had them like 6 hours before the stream. We unboxed them. Yeah, Ja, you do your talk. So we just didn't have time to download the enhanced version, and we put this version on there via a hard drive from another system. It works, right?
Okay, cool. Okay, so another AAA title game, which is going to with the performance with this beast.
So yeah, a question from Luis Cardona. What's the price for both models in US with 3080 and 3080? Sorry, and 3090 with i9.
3080 with i9. So that one for the Aegis is you're looking at approximately 4.5 to 5K. And with the Trident X, you're also looking at about 4.5K.
Okay. And this is the Aegis we're now playing on, right?
Yes.
Later we're also going to play on the Trident.
Yeah, on the Trident we'll also show you the exact performance and also all the statistics with the wattage.
So it's
the
cheaper
powers.
and it has the exact same performance?
Well, performance-wise, yes, they have the exact performance, but
Because it's the same GPU and CPU?
yes,
Okay.
exactly. But it can be the case that the Trident might lag behind a little bit when it comes to temperature control, because
Okay.
you know,
Smaller.
the case of the
Logical.
Trident is much more smaller. There's less room.
Yeah. These models don't come with 2060.
No.
They start at 2070, etc.
No, if you're looking at 2060, wait, 2060?
Yeah, well, maybe
Oh, that's,
3060.
yeah,
He said 2060, yes.
That's possible, but that's already last gens. So if you look at our 10th gen, for example, our Infinite S or our Trident 3, Trident A, so these kind of models, yes, from last gen, we do have the 2060 models and SKUs. So that's possible, but yeah, that is of course if they're still stuck from last gen's models.
When will the new lineup of MSI laptops be available in the Asian markets? Sorry, I cannot really answer that question, but they were recently announced, and normally in Asia, depending of course where in Asia, but normally Asia is closer to our factories in China, so they normally get supply before Europe or USA.
Mother's Heart. So, with this game, what are we looking at? Display 1440p. Refresh rate. Oh, let me uncap that. Graphic settings. Yes. You know, this Horizon and Metro, they really both have a very distinctive and still yet very different kind of realism. And I'm not sure which one I like better. You know, let us know. What do you think? Texture, I believe. Okay.
Well, why don't you do the preset on Ultra?
Yeah.
And then
That'll be
switch off.
Ultimate quality.
Switch
where
off motion blur.
is-
Just.
Fidelity.
Fidelity FX, that's for AMD.
Can use this here.
No.
Camera base off. Okay, let's try TA for now. So that's about it. Apply.
Yeah, I believe in this game, if you switch off the clouds, or let's say you put them one level lower, it speeds up the game a lot, and you really don't see it that much, because of course they're above you, and
Yeah.
the quality is almost the same.
As you can see as well, this game it also requires a lot of processing power. At 1440p with everything maxed out, I'm using a 11900K and a RTX 3090, and I'm getting about 100 FPS.
Yeah.
As you can see, GPU is setting at 99%, really doing its best, and yeah, as I'm rendering this game at 100 FPS, so that's you know, quite impressive for what it is. If you're familiar with this game's performance. Now,
Naruto is asking on YouTube, when will the GPU market become more stable?
Look at the
I would like to
details,
say
it's sick.
next week because of the crypto crash, but that will not happen, of course. Because it's not only crypto, it's really a shortage in
No,
not
that's
only GPUs,
cherries
but
on
it's about
sunshine.
the packing, the memory, the small parts which go on a PCB in order to make a graphic card. And I believe even at this moment it's getting worse because we're discussing our next generation motherboards, so not GPUs but motherboards,
Still
and
waiting.
also a lot of things like this is in shortage, here we need to watch out. So yeah, I mean yes, it will become better step by step. And I think the first indication how you know it is better that there's more supply and that the pricing on eBay will become lower because they cannot get rid of their how do you say that? Sniped or how do you say that? If you hit it with a bot, you get the GPU supply from a reseller.
You mean the bot scripts?
Yeah, how do you call that? Anyway, so they cannot get rid of their CPUs against the highest prices. So if the price on eBay will drop, probably that's a good sign.
Wow. Okay, and I guess it's going to be a hack and slash.
A crypto crash next week sounds good. Actually, it happened today. I saw everything minus 50%, minus, yeah, let's say minus 50%. Scalpers, yes, thank you. Sorry.
Oh, that's. I didn't really understand what you meant.
Yeah, I was talking about the scalpers. So, supply will step by step get better, and I don't expect normal pricing for the coming 6 months. That's, yeah, unfortunately. Is this 4K? No, this is 4040p, everything at ultra.
Now, if we play around with some settings,
Except for motion blur, because we hate motion blur. We should have some sticker on, we hate motion blur. Does Peter like motion blur?
no.
Nobody. Why don't we rename ourselves like the MSI anti-motion blur crew?
If we do that, we'll be quite generic because there's quite a gang that's against motion blur. So yeah, I just play around with some settings and the game basically still looks exactly the same. And I've gained about 16 FPS. So it's easy like that. Really beautiful. Look at all the details in the environment, the ground.
Yeah, no, never mind.
Okay, so yeah, of course, with the GPU and CPU basically sitting at the same usage rates, the power draw is also more or less the same. The only difference being with this game compared to Metro is that the Aegis 11900K is being pushed more compared to Metro, because in that game the CPU was sitting in between 20 and 40% usage, on average about 30. And this game it's already like at the lowest that I've seen is around 40 and the highest like around 60. Ooh, look at this lighting, how it's lighting up. So here this game actually makes use of the CPU more. You can also say that there's like a little bit more optimization because the GPU is also most of the time sitting at 99%, so that's really like the max of the max. And in Metro it was sitting more around like 97, 96% most of the time. So yeah, you can say that this game it gets more out of your hardware.
I see several questions about notebooks, laptops. Sorry, I cannot answer them, guys. Don't have the up-to-date knowledge or details.
Okay, yeah, so far for the gaming demonstrations with the statistics. Now I'm going to show you guys what about inside and tear down the rest of the foils. Make some room. Get my gears ready.
Maybe put the foil on the ground. Our green screen doesn't like it.
Of course, turn the power off because you don't want to start the teardown with the power on.
Is the fan noise acceptable? Well, it's, I mean, of course you can, the fan noise is always depends on the temperature. So, and you can adjust that. So is it acceptable? I mean, if you are willing to let your GPU or CPU get a little bit warmer, you can get less noise. But of course, out of the box, I would say it's acceptable. I don't know the dB, Ja, you know?
It's about, if it's a max performance, it's about like 40.
Okay, so that's everything full open.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ja's now going to open it up. Well, I mean, Ja has a pin microphone, just like me, and he was sitting next to it where we were playing the, well, he was playing, no, not really playing.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah. So if there was any excessive noise after running it like for 20 minutes, both games,
Yeah.
25 minutes maybe,
Max.
you probably would have heard it because we're not making any. We're still not making any use of noise cancellations. We're looking into that, but yeah, will still take months before we have that implemented if we want to use it.
Now listen to this.
Ja, you know you need to put it back on, right? After we finish.
Sure. In the ideal world, that might happen. But you know we are always very careful with our hardware, so, so that's okay.
I don't think so.
Alright, I think I've got.
I would say we're
Got it
always
all.
very careful until we finished our video recordings and until we finish our live stream. And after that, it's
Yeah.
somewhere like in a corner.
That's
Like, yeah, we still need to
right.
keep that because we have, maybe we can use it in the next live stream or we need it.
So from the outside, I've already explained to you guys, you know, what this does, our gaming dial, and well, if you are looking for a place to put your headphones down.
Ja, check the last question.
Last question.
What is the name of your hairstyle?
This one is called a perm.
No, it's don't touch a broken power supply when it's still on.
Right. The one that you conveniently broke.
No, Mike.
Is Mike in the chat? Let us know.
No, for sure.
We gotta set
that's
the
the
record
first time
straight.
I saw this power supply. Like, don't touch it, it's broken.
Well, you don't necessarily have to see it to break it, so
That's true.
yeah. Yeah, so on the outside you also have two of, let's just say it's Aegis Airs that you can use.
You
to
have a
hang
headset
up
over there?
your headset. No, actually.
Normally it's like we have too many headsets here, but now
It's right there, yes.
no.
If only you guys could see how well, how cleaned up our video room is. It's hilarious.
we better don't show this mess.
Voila.
It's like an old model I gave you, like GH70 or
70.
something.
So
You break it live on stream, you buy it.
right there for you to try out. Now,
Then I would be bankrupt.
here we have a breathing room for an extra fan on the back of the motherboard, and the GPU is actually sitting at top. So right after I show you around the exterior, I'll also open this up, of course, to show you the insides.
You want me to use the detailed cam?
Yep.
I think it will not really. Well, okay.
Yeah, well, the Aegis is very, very shiny and reflective. So here you can already see the GPU sitting right here.
Power supply at the bottom.
Yep. Right at the wheel. So let me change the view so I can show you a little bit more detail.
Yeah. So a few
I
weeks
think you
ago
can
we
see
showed you our
properly now.
lights. I think they're going to. Oh, this
That
one.
was the wrong one. Yes.
So yeah, like this.
Now we can see it properly.
So lights still need some fixing.
Yeah, but I think you can see everything quite clearly. So yeah, if you pay attention before in the slides, you know we have a dual lens setup here. So one is a 1 gig and the other one is 2.5 gig. We have USB Type-Cs, we have Thunderbolt 3s here, and more USB Gen 3s for you at your disposal. Of course, when you first use the desktop, make sure you don't use the HDMI here in the motherboard, but the beta 3090 in here. It happens sometimes.
Yes.
And we get the complaint that the desktop doesn't work, but it turned out that the user just accidentally used the wrong input. So, and here we have an extra air outtake fan on the back. And here you can already see, which I used before, a handle. Oh, let me put this down. So if we switch back to the main view, and you know, especially with gaming desktops in this kind of size, it's going to, well, me personally actually having to move this quite a lot. It's quite handy to have like a handle here and a handle here basically, but you can just use one of them and that's how you carry it around. It's quite convenient actually. Oh, I think I already left quite some fingerprints here in the shiny parts.
No surprise.
Yeah. So in case you guys wonder, because I remember from you know, past streams that people asking about this part, like, is it rotatable? No, it's not rotatable. So this part is fixed, which also means that this will never break because it's fixed in this position. And yeah, the power supply we already told you. Okay, now I'm going to open it up. Putting the screws aside in a very, very safe place so I can still find them afterwards.
People would like to bring this computer for a walk.
I
That's
hope
better than walking with your dog, I would say.
Well, then I hope you like weightlifting, because this is quite a heavy boy, and that is because
It's like 7?
Like this part is full metal, and here full metal. So yeah, a lot of heavy, well, sturdy components being used in this Aegis Ti5. Okay.
Can you do that on camera?
Yeah, I'm going to, wait, let me turn it around. Well, actually, I think we're just going to use my phone to show you guys
Sure.
better. So just open this side up, and if you want to have another PCIe M.2 installed, that's all you have to do. We have a cutout on the back side of the, well, basically the motherboard backplate, which, yeah, you can very easily just access this slot to install another M.2 SSD. Don't touch this part. It's all well set up. This is the hub to control all the RGB lightings and all the different part of the Aegis Ti5 desktop. We have more 2.5-inch trays for you to use if you want to still use, because they're quite cheap actually, use the more 2.5-inch SSDs for upgrades. Just have to unscrew 3 parts and you're ready to go. Here we actually have a extra fan for extra cooling on the back side of the VRM, just to give your motherboard extra cooling power. And this is actually really silent, so it's not going to you know, make extra noise compared to when this is not here. So you don't have to worry about that part. It's just going to make sure your system is like performing at its best.
I see people in the chat saying, is this a good PC for a student? Students will not study if they have this.
Probably not.
That's completely correct.
This is part of the cables going to the central hub. And what this actually does is that it takes care of the RGB lighting here in this strip.
Ja, how to, I think you already explained. Yusuf is asking how to add HDD or SSD to this computer. So
yeah, so HDD, this part right here,
yeah.
You have 2 2.5-inch trays, and underneath, I'll get right to that, there's another tray for a 2.5-inch or a 3.5-inch even, if you still make use of it. Hey, I mean, if you go old school, that's your choice, right? We still give you that possibility. So that is this side of the Aegis Ti5. Pretty simple and straightforward, but everything's still very easily accessible. Okay, if I then just close this up and go to the other side.
Yeah, this is better we look like. Yeah.
Down.
How many screws do you need to unscrew before opening? Because it seems
2
like
for
it's
each
easy
panel.
to open.
Just 2.
Okay. Put it on the couch behind you.
Actually looked quite realistic.
Yeah.
But I'll just never reach it. Okay, this side is much more interesting. So let me just start with the side panel so I can take this out of the way. On the outside, this is what you see. And here, of course, we have a very closed up mesh to prevent, you know, all the dust being collected inside your system. Of course, will still go through because air still needs to go through, right? But it helps. So, you know, after some time, you might have to blow this up to clean out dust. And on the inside, we have a metal plate protection, and of course the cutout for the radiator in order to blow out the hot air. This is where it dissipates the hot air. Same story as before. On the other side, this is the connector for the RGB strip. Right here.
Ooh, I still see some.
Actually, oh, we still have a foil here.
Yeah.
More fun. Voila. All right, okay, get this out of the way. What do we have here? First of all,
Can you zoom out a little bit?
oh yes, wait, I think I zoomed in by accident.
Yeah.
This is our radiator for our all-in-one CPU cooling. All right, let me, oh, that's the wrong one, this one. Let me just untie this. Safely in place.
And later, where are the
Very
screws?
safe. See, this is the beauty of a magnetic screwdriver. I just need one hand. It's very strong. Ooh, almost lost it. All right. Whoa.
So you can also open it like that, right? It's supposed to be attached to one side in one side.
What do you mean with attached
I
to
mean,
one side?
now it's like a door effect. Can you show the radiator from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
side, maybe? No, sorry, the hinges.
The hinges.
Yeah. Yes. So it's supposed to do this, right?
Yes, it's supposed to do this.
Easy
because
accessible.
when you close it up, this is where it will dissipate the heat. When you need to access the inside, or you know, maybe even clean up your radiator, you just have to unscrew the screws here, and you can easily take this one out, so you can clean the radiator of all the excessive dust that's been gathered throughout the years.
But you
of
only have to
hard
do this
work.
in like 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, but you still don't have to worry about it. And so the inside, you'll see all 4 trails of the RAM slots being used. In total, 128 gigabytes available right now. And here we have our MSI core liquid water cooling. This is the 240 mm version. And the head is, oh, let me focus, rotatable. So if you by any chance installed this in the wrong way, don't worry,
You close it up, nobody cares.
you can still. But you know, if you have like a very autistic, let's say,
Yeah, yeah.
way of thinking,
OCD.
you will know that this is wrongly placed. So you will always notice, and it will just make you uncomfortable. And at least that's me.
Yeah.
So you can play around with this. You can turn it around. It's flexible. We don't have to worry about that. If you turn it around, it's going
So
to.
this is the Unify motherboard, right?
Become loose. Yes, it will become loose, and then, you know, maybe it will leak. This part is separate from where the water is actually being transferred. So here you see our PCIe M.2, PCIe Gen 4 M.2. Fast boy, fast boy. And if you need to replace this one for a bigger one later, if you require more space, so all you have to do is just like I showed you, open up the radiator, and you have a clear access to your SSD.
RAM is DDR4 3200.
Yes. And yeah, otherwise, you know, there isn't much that you should or could do here.
Is this
besides-
240 or 280 cooler?
240.
Yes.
And if you need additional SATA cables to power up your SATAs, yeah, this is where you'll find them. Right now, they're already being cable managed, being put aside. And here is the air outtake fan that I was talking about. Now, what's unusual here is that you might have noticed, okay, but usually this is not a setup for a gaming desktop, right? Because this is like upside down. Or did you guys not notice that? Because
Can
this
you
part,
zoom out a little bit that we know how it's positioned?
so,
Okay, so the GPU is on top.
yeah, so this is the feet,
Yeah.
and the GPU is on top.
And it's also in a separate chamber.
And generally, this is not the way, right? Because this one should be here, and this should be there, included with the CPU, of course, and the RAM. It's all in the wrong place, generally speaking. That's because, well, the motherboard is actually being installed like upside down, and this is with a specific purpose. In order to have like the best cooling capability here in this still very well organized use of space, because if you really think about it, the Aegis is only this big from here to here. This is all empty space, so it might look tall, but it's not. So the real components actually are just being placed from here to here. So it's still quite a tight and, well, neatly placed and organized chambers. So with the GPU being placed on top, this is, well, this has a specific purpose. That's because the GPU will produce the most heat inside your well, inside your desktop. So this one and heat goes up, right? That's that's the law of nature. So the GPU heat will automatically be transferred out of the desktop right away when it's being produced, because this is a separate chamber. So this will not get in contact with this chamber, which is meant for your CPU, right? So that is the thought here, really to improve the PC's overall heat dissipation. That's why everything looks so weird, because it's all in the wrong place as to what you're used to. And here, let me see, you can see the triple fan setup, the GeForce, well, the MSI GeForce RTX 3090 Ventus 3X. So this is also the exact same GPU that you can buy on the market, or well.
So I made a mistake earlier because somebody was asking me what is the difference between Ventus and the Trio. I said Trio is 3 fans, Ventus 2 fans, but of course it's 3090, so we're talking about 3 fans as well.
Yeah, Ventus we have 2X, but we also have 3X, and this is the 3X version.
Yeah.
Really tight.
Okay, Ja, I think we need to go to the Trident.
All right.
I mean, unless you still have something extra to show.
Yeah, of course, you know, we gotta stick to the schedule, right? Fully understand. Now I'm just gonna close this up, but okay. Before I close this up, I just want to mention that if you go back, just the last thing. If you want to, for example, switch, because this is still in a, well, in Art of a Gaming Desktop, we always thrive to give you guys a easier time when it comes to upgrade. So this is also our easy to upgrade setup, which is our feature in Art of a Gaming Desktops. So you can easily access the components where possible. So here you have enough space to access the RAM. There's nothing like covering it. You can easily access your PCIe Gen 4 SSD. You can easily access your GPU. May you need to replace it. It's firmly in place, but if you just unscrew the backside and then take out this little bracket that prevents vibration and also places it firmly into its place. And then the last one is back there with well, 2 screws, so you just have to use a long screwdriver and you can take everything out.
Nobody wants to upgrade the GPU, Ja, with a 3090.
Of course, but of course this is also a desktop that you will use for years, right?
Yes, that's true.
So yeah, maybe in 2-3 years there's going to be a much more powerful GPU on the market, and then you can do the GPU upgrade. Because
what kind of PSU is inside?
It's an 850 Gold 80 Plus, so you have plenty of headroom
left. And
left.
that's the same like that one on the desk over there?
Where? No, it's not the same, because this is a SFX.
SFX.
Yes.
Yeah. Small.
Not a regular
power supply.
Yes, but where did I? Oh, yeah. Here's my screwdriver.
Oh, you didn't lose the screws with the
No,
screwdriver.
it's a screwdriver this time.
Sounds familiar.
So I'm gonna close this up and then move on to the Trident X. So of course, guys, if you have any questions regarding the Aegis, you know, anything that you just saw, maybe something that's unclear or anything, just ask it in the chat. As you might have noticed, you know, Eric
where can I get M.2 screws?
Quite
My
active.
motherboard doesn't have them. Yeah, I mean, if you below our desk in the carpet, probably you can find 5 or something. They're really small, easy to lose. I think most computers should have them. They're really small, so they shouldn't cost much.
All right. Look around on the internet. I mean, Amazon probably already have
Power
it.
supply was 750 or?
No, 850.
Oh, 850.
Yeah.
That's
So,
overkill. I mean, we saw during the benchmarking that you were consuming for CPU and power supply about 500 watt.
Yeah, total.
CPU and GPU about 500 watts. So, and then of course you have the motherboard and the storage, Wi-Fi, those kind of things. But that's almost nothing.
Yeah, but that just, you know, goes to say that you are left with
Can you
quite a bit of overhead.
Can you show everybody where the power supply is? I know you did already.
Yeah.
It's
Just
in
a
the-
moment before I lose the screws.
Before we
Put
can
it
joke another
back.
half here about this. It doesn't matter. We still joke about from last year. So.
No surprise there. Okay. If I put this up, I'll show you guys the power supply. And the last secret chamber This is like Harry Potter. So here is like the backside, the ass of Aegis. And the power supply is all the way down here, which is, if I zoom out, this is the side. This is like the wheel.
Hey, I see still some
That's
foil.
the power supply in there. Now, the secret chamber, the last one, is right here. This would just take a minute. One screw. Slide it out.
Whoa.
Ta-da! You have the last hard drive, the SATA trail. So here you can fit in a well, actually right now there is a 3.5 inch being used in here. So I just take out the connectors and the power supply and use the side clips.
With one hand?
I'm using two hands actually.
Oh.
That's why the view looks a little bit weird. And that's how you just take it out. So here's the side hinge 1, and on the other side you have the side hinge number 2. Press them both in and you can take it out. Then you can replace it whenever you like.
Nice.
Just put it back before I forget it and wonder why it's not working the next time I start it. Alright, everything firmly in place. Close the hatch.
Well, this is a nice secret compartment.
And there you go. The third SATA drive bail. Alright, now it's time to have him have a good rest.
Oh, sorry. We're here. Yes, giveaway. So this is a lot smaller. So the next winner is Frostbird. Frostbird, congrats. In the coming days, Ja will send you Steam wallet codes. Yeah, that's correct. Steam wallet code.
I will email you, so just make sure to check your mailbox in the coming days.
If you want to participate, you still can. Just sign up, go to msi.com/2/insiders, or on YouTube and Twitch we have a spam bot. End of jingle.
All right. Time for the next peel up. So after the Aegis Ti5, now we're going to dive into the Trident X.
Oh, back to the chat.
I'm trying to place my microphone as close to it as possible, not waste this opportunity.
Can you do it again? Ooh, better.
Ta-da! That's one part, and of course the inside is more.
How though on YouTube, can I ask a question about G series laptops here? How good it is? Well, you can, but sorry, I cannot answer that honestly because I don't know. And I mean, how good it is, best to go to your favorite website and check for reviews. I mean, that's how you.
My hair is being really annoying.
We're MSI. So yeah, just go to an independent source for opinions.
Okay, I think it's back to normal. All right.
Looks like a modified Xbox 360. Yeah, maybe.
Xbox 360 wishes it has this kind of performance.
Yeah.
All right, I think I have got all of the foil. Cool.
What does it cost with a 11900K and a RTX 3090? I believe 45, Ja?
RTX 3090 and 1100. That's basically this model.
Okay, so that's like 40,
Yeah, that's 48, so close to 5K.
4.5 to 5K euro/US dollars MSRP.
Let me hook it up.
This PC is called Trident X. Actually, this exact model is called Trident X 11th Gen because of the 11th Gen Intel platform, Intel CPU which is in there.
Okay, let me start our
And the specs are at the bottom of the screen.
NDI
But I'm sure Ja
capturing.
is going to talk about that as well. So Ja, actually he already did. Capture,
Yeah, is it working already?
yeah.
Woo! First try!
Let me fit this to screen. It works, yes.
That's wonderful, guys. We're making progress.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see how the Trident X is going to perform compared to the Aegis. Okay, let me have afterburners set up as well, so I can show you guys all the details. Okay, afterburners on. Okay, apparently I have to restart the application. But it seems to be working fine.
Can you read my comment? No.
Nope. Okay.
Oh, maybe he's asking for a question or something. Then I mean, let me check. Fitzry. Oh, maybe you. If you have a question, please ask it again. Because we have a combined chat with all platforms to stream to, and I cannot find your question. I didn't want to be disrespectful. So please ask your question again, Fitri. Trident X sounds like chewing gum.
What? That's a new one.
I hope there will be an AMD version. We have pre-built AMD PCs.
Yes.
But they are only sold to system integrators in certain markets. So these models, talking about Trident and Aegis, are only available in a combination of Intel CPU and Nvidia GPU.
When it has been years since anyone's
Release
heard
date?
anything but static and
Actually,
white
already
noise on the
launched.
They're
radio.
already on the shelf.
Who could
Sorry?
still
Both models are
believe
already on
we're
shelf.
not
Yeah,
alone on
and
this
in
earth?
most of,
My
let's say most
wife,
markets,
my
in
comrades from
most
the older,
markets they
my
are on the
friends,
shelf,
people from
but
my
in limited
station.
quantity because you know all the
Nobody
shortages,
believes
so it's very difficult to get
I'm
everything.
sure that there's nothing
Trident
on
X
the
price
radio.
again
Sure,
around
that's
45
safe for
to
us who feed in
5,000
Moscow Metro.
euros slash
There were no
US dollars MSRP.
Let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay, that should do it. Okay, now it's more readable. Okay, settings. 1440p. Extreme quality. Of course, screw motion blur. RTX for now is off, but don't worry, it will be on. And the rest, as you can see.
So Ja, this is again the same save game, so we have to look at the same. Oh, well, one moment. Let me fix
Yes,
the audio.
but, probably not
Ooh,
gonna.
audio probably is too loud. I think now it's better, right? Let us know in the chat if the audio is on a decent level.
Okay, all good.
I think you killed your buddy.
Nah, no friendly fire, fortunately.
Come on.
Unfortunately.
Oh, what kind of game is this?
Let me see. Get through the videos back again. Let me see if I missed anything. Options.
Why? FPS too high or too low?
No, just making sure everything is up to standard, like normal difficulty,
Difficulty easy.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Aspect ratio. Oh, actually, I was looking for.
Yeah, the difficulty setting. It's clear to everybody.
Oh no, wait, it was in the Horizon, it was not in the Metro because...
No games out. Yeah, did you capture audio?
Really, no game sounds?
No, sorry, don't touch it. We have audio. I just maybe I put the slider to. So now it's at 50%.
Should be fine,
Mary?
right?
Should be better, but I'm afraid later when the dialogues start, the audio is too loud.
Let's do this together.
No, I was looking for FPS, but I just remember that option was in Horizon, wasn't in Metro.
Okay, yeah.
To see if the FPS was kept
Sure.
for me.
Difficult, easy, sure. It's just too low. Okay. I will increase it to 70%.
Yeah, actually, the GPU temperature here is more or less stable. Also at 80 and 81 degrees, just like the Aegis Ti5. It's hitting like 82, maybe more often than the Aegis Ti5, but then we're talking about like 1 to 2 degrees, right? But most of the time it's still staying at 80. So, you know, for such a small chassis, you know, the cooling is, there really isn't much to say about it, as you can see for yourself. And yeah, just in case you didn't know, but the GPU is like the exact same one as in the Aegis Ti5 that we just demonstrated. It's also our 3090 Ventus 3X with 3 triple fans.
So it's too loud now. Okay, I go back to 40%. And it's still too loud, I go back to 30%. So now I made the switch. 40% now. 45.
And yeah, pretty much the same case like
You read an old
before.
message.
Also hitting 96, 97 probably percent. The wattage power draw is also for the GPU still the same as with the Aegis Ti5, around 340 and 350 watts. It did surprise me a little bit having like the same cooling capabilities as the Aegis Ti5. I mean, I had expected the GPU temperature might have been like 83, 84-ish, just few degrees higher than the Aegis Ti5, but the Trident X is kicking my butt, proving me wrong. So, but in a good sense, I guess.
Yes, it's all run Minecraft.
And CPU temperature also very, very, very adequate. Below 70 degrees, most of the time sitting at 65, very healthy. Because you know the CPU, it can go up to 90, sometimes even higher, but then it's going to be alarming. So you know we are by far not hitting like the threshold yet.
My people are in no way related to not my call until now. Well, I'll fight for the guys no matter what.
Alright, we all know how this is going to play out, right? But I can already try to, because this is like still real-time rendering, it's not really a cutscene, it's more like gameplay in which you don't have control. Because sometimes in the cutscenes they can have like a totally different kind of cinematic feel and visual representation, and here it's like still the same. So I can actually switch to, let's see, RTX on, RTX ray tracing to ultra, but no DLSS yet. Go back. Yes.
Let's catch some air.
And see what it does then.
I'm so glad the
So yeah, to be clear, the case is closed now.
Yeah, it's closed. But yeah, I'll show you in just like a few minutes after this gaming demonstration, like how this chassis breathes, and also how it gets rid of all the heat, how the inside looks like, and despite its small form factor, how everything is being cramped in there, like in such a small package. Really, size doesn't matter here because you're still getting like best of the best, literally. Yeah, that's going to be for the teardown in just a second when Metro has mercy on us and speeds up. Yeah, the other train is here. We're about to be done. So yeah, you guys tell us, do you think that this Trident X right here is making a lot of noise? Making too much noise, or you don't even hear it at all? Because my microphone is right here, like it's right next to it.
It's of course very difficult. Do we have the airco on? Yeah, not.
I barely hear the airco.
Yeah.
Is this what you were hoping
How is this his fault? You knew everything in
It should
That's
be
also
quite
difficult
okay.
because we have like one computer here, a notebook here, another notebook here. You know, too many things here can make noise. So yeah, you know, if you really want to, if you're concerned about noise, best to go to a store and check out the demo model, because then and then try to run a game. That's the only way you can really hear noise. Because also on most media websites we were doing reviews, the noise benchmarks, the dB benchmarks, they're done in such a different way. Everybody is like 30 centimeters in a closed room. It's very difficult to compare. So best go to the store, or maybe a friend already has one, and then check out the noise if that's one of your concerns. Yes, there is a 3070, 3080 and a 3090 option.
Yes, give me the gun. So far, indistinguishable, well, performance-wise, between the Trident and the Aegis Ti5. So yeah, ray tracing is already on at max. We're sitting at 98, 100 FPS. We should get like 117-ish FPS when we put DLSS on. Oh, I already passed it.
So yeah, Inferno is asking, for which one would you go? The Ti5, or so the Aegis Ti5 or the Trident? So basically the difference is size.
Yeah, well, I think for me personally, I'll go for the Trident X, because I like to keep my desk very neat. Wait, what the hell is going on here? Yes. Yeah, so I personally will go for the Trident X just because I prefer the size over the Aegis Ti5.
Yeah.
But if I wanted to be to have something much more of a wow factor, and you know, much more memory capability, and you know, the gaming dial in front of it, so I can be as lazy as I can be, I will go for the Aegis. But of course, it's going to be personal. Okay, now the setting is correct. We have DLSS off. We have ray tracing set to ultra, with hitting 78, 76 FPS. This scene is easier to render. Okay, so about 70 and 70 plus. Then if we go to DLSS, we're going to get plus 15 FPS. So instead of 60, 61, we're having 80, 86, 87 ish, close to 90. Why the performance beast? And the power draw, as you can see, also identical, basically the same as the Aegis Ti5. Combined, still not topping a 500 watt power draw. So in here again, there's also a 850 watt 80 plus gold PSU, also SFX sized. So yeah, for your future endeavors, there's still plenty of headroom left for any upgrades in the coming years, just like with the Aegis Ti5.
Inferno is also asking me what I would go for. Well, you know, maybe I'm just old and boring, but for me, a PC stands below a desk, so I don't see it. So look and feel doesn't matter, and then I just look at function. I like the dial. I mean, easy accessible. So maybe I'm opposite of Jan and I will go for the Trident. I mean, personally, I think I would go for the Aegis. Personally, I think Aegis of the Trident is better looking in my opinion. But like what I said, I don't care about looks. So because it's just below my desk and I used to work. So specs and features is what I care about. And because of that, I would go for Aegis Ti5.
You have to give it to it. It does look really nice to be on your desk.
Yeah?
I mean, this is not something that you're going to hide underneath your desk. Okay, let's go for the settings once again.
I cannot say I'm like a clean desk. I have a clean desk policy. It's more like where else to put my garbage.
Really? Alright, everything's set to ultimate. Did it work? Can I go? Yes, it did. So again, the GPU utilization 99% most of the time, hitting much closer to home than a Metro Exodus.
Inferno is saying I used to have the 10 gen and I would like to go for 11 gen. Actually, there is not that much difference between 11 and 10 gen. Of course, it's a little bit faster. You have a little bit more features. But most is decide a better platform. So if you have a 10 gen, no reason to upgrade to 11 gen because of the CPU.
God.
And yeah, I mean, normal pricing, that's something we will have to wait for another year, half year, who knows.
Beautiful once again. So here too, even though the GPU is being pushed a few percentages higher than Metro, yeah, it's still not going behind 81 degrees. So yeah, the cooling capability here of the Ventus 3X is just yeah, quite something.
Cost-wise, I would go for a 3080 over a 3090, I read in the chat. I would say that really depends on your monitor. What kind of resolution you want to play and what FPS you want to hit. And of course, that all depends on the game. But most people play one type of game. Or maybe only one game. They're really addicted to one game. So yeah, I mean, the choosing GPU, check what resolution you play, what monitor you have, and that already decides a lot. I mean, sure, you can buy it like I now want to play at 4040p and later I want to play in 4K. But by the time you are going to switch to 4K, probably the games you're playing in 4K are even more demanding. This with the robot dinos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played one level and it was not really my kind of game.
Yeah, this game is really for people that like Assassin's Creed and generally just open world RPG and stuff like that. Yeah. A lot of loot and farm.
Well, I play Assassin's Creed and I played it longer than this game because in my opinion there is more loot maybe, or more different loot. But maybe probably only played the first level of this game.
Turning on the mouse cursor. Okay, so 100. Now I'll just play around a little
Hussein,
bit.
we will look into it. Thanks for your email.
Oh. Wrong one. High clouds. Put this to medium. Motion blur off.
I can maybe already check.
18 FPS plus, and the game still looks magnificent. So again, same case. If you really want to get even more out of your hardware, so even you know, when you're playing like with a 11900K and RTX 3090 and the Trident X, if you want to get even more FPS out of it, just play around with the game settings a little bit. Like most of the time, these kind of games, they operate the same. There's like a few types of, a few of these kind of settings that will greatly improve your well, FPS without really sacrificing any visual details. So that's great. So yeah, let's go. It's really weird. It's like primitive world combined with some high-tech stuff from like 2090 or something. But the fighting mechanics are really good. It feels really natural and responsive. Good experience in general. And of course, playing at 4040p with all the details and still getting 110, 111 plus FPS. Great experience.
This will do nicely.
Okay, yeah, so far for the games. Now let's show you guys, if you want to upgrade, what you have to do. You know, where can you locate the M.2 PCIe 4 SSD? How much room is there for the GPU to breathe? Let's get into that kind of good stuff.
The benefit of this one, it has a window, so it's very easy to open.
First of all, well, actually, yeah. Let me show you this via the camera. So the side panel.
Yeah, everybody has your fingerprint now. They're probably logging in on all the websites with fingerprint ID.
It's just like a few, it's okay. So yeah, it works via hinges. And when you're traveling, really make sure to switch this for...
Ja, what monitor are you using today?
Today I'm using the MEG 274 QRF QD, our quantum dot version gaming monitor with 165 Hz refresh rate and rapid IPS panel. Really the star in our flat monitors lineup.
So David, I hope that answers your question.
This one will also come in the box, so whenever you're traveling, yeah, well, right now I can close it, of course, because the hinges are installed. But when you're like moving around, make sure to switch this out for the best protection. Even though the tempered glass is very strong, we had a live stream about how strong the tempered glass is, and it was really hard to destroy actually. But
we had Mike, and Mike can destroy everything.
Yeah, it still got destroyed. If there's a will, there's a way. So yeah, hinges, very easy, magnetic. So this is the inside. Basically where your CPU is and where your power supply is, and also where you have to upgrade your...
Leave it, ja. Nobody cares. Everybody
where
understands.
You have to upgrade your 2.5 inch SSDs. Right now there's already one in use for extra space. And
so this one comes with one SSD and one hard drive, or?
Yeah, for one.
Sorry, one M.2 and one 2.5
one SATA,
inch.
2.5 inch SATA, and one PCIe M.2 Gen 4.
And is it a hard drive or SSD, the top one?
This is a SSD.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And here we have our customized CPU cooler. As you can see, yeah, it's very thin and with many heat pipes. And this, yeah, really makes sure that the 11900K, which is really capable and powerful, but can also produce a lot of heat, is being cooled when it's being pushed to the max. And this is also what you saw in the live gaming demonstrations when it's being pushed and the temperature was still sitting around 60 degrees. Very, very comfortable. And remember, guys, this is not a regular sized CPU cooler, right? So, but it still packs the same, well, close to the same cooling power. And here we have the SFX 850 watt power supply, and the cables are being very neatly put away just to make sure that we can really make use of such a tight space and still have everything being firmly in place as where they should be. And still, when you're doing the easy upgrade process, there's nothing in your way, because like here, you just have to unscrew like this one, this one, this one, take it out, disconnect the connectors, which is already very firmly in place. So everything is already being neatly put away.
But so the Trident is, the Aegis is more easy to upgrade, right? Or you can upgrade more. Let's say like that.
Well, let's say that even though the Aegis is like a little bit bigger, but the Trident is still like managed in such a way that everything is just right there. But
what about the M.2? Can you upgrade it here? Is it accessible?
Yes, of course. I'll show you in just a moment.
Okay,
but
sorry.
it's also true what you said. Like the Aegis is more upgradable because, for example, there you have more RAM slots. Let me just put this down for now so I can turn it around. So in order to access this side, make sure you, per usual.
So this power supply is also a small form factor, right?
Yeah.
So that's the answer. Temes is asking, why don't you use the 850 GF for this?
Because that's a regular sized one.
Yes. So
this is
has
SFX
a
sized.
small
It's smaller.
form factor, which we don't sell as a separate power supply yet. I don't know when, but yeah, looks great.
Very tight. Very clear.
There was another question. I'm not sure if this person is still on the stream. Sorry, I didn't answer it earlier. Why don't you paint the inside black? That has to do with certification. And with Jai, do you know which test?
That's I actually don't know which test that one is.
But there is a test, and you need to pass it. It's I think an EMI test or something. But basically, if you put coating on the inside, because painting most times you need to do that durable with some sort of coating, and if you do that, then you don't pass this test, and it has to do with export license. I don't know, but it's not easy. I can dive into this story, but that's why the inside is just boring metal. I mean, we push a lot to also have the insides look nice or nicer. I mean, black looks more attractive for sure. But yeah, it always has to do with this certification. I'll dive into it that I know more details.
Okay, so this side, now show you this side in a little bit more detail. If I put it down. Yeah, might not be what you have imagined before opening the side panel up, because everything just looks so, yeah, properly put away, and there's no cable, just overall very clean. And that's also what we have tried to achieve here. Just like with the Aegis Ti5, here we also have the easy upgrade design to encourage you to play around. This is this, of course, we love hardware, and upgrading is of course a big part of the whole experience. So we want to make sure that in due time, when you need to upgrade anything, you have a very easy experience. So just like here, when you want to have a if you want to have more space, more storage available, a bigger one, then you can easily just take out this screw and you can replace your PCIe Gen 4 M.2 SSD. This is the cooling pad, just in case you wonder what this is.
No chewing gum.
So,
I tried it.
and it's actually a very nice material. If you have never like squeezed a cooling pad, try it. It's
Yeah,
really satisfying.
it's really nice
It's really
to play
nice.
with.
It's like also very cold. Of course,
That's because
it's a
of the
cooling pad.
oil inside.
Yeah, it's really nice and a hard to describe experience. But when I first came in contact with this kind of cooling pads, when I took one off, I was like, oh, this is weirdly satisfying. But yeah, that's just on a side note. Well, just trying to show you how thick the cooling pad is.
Don't do this at home, guys. I mean, don't take your PC apart just because Ja told you to play with cooling pads.
Disclaimer, it's
Yeah.
not my fault if anything goes wrong. So yeah, really thick cooling pad. It's like
that's enough about the cooling pads. Ja.
five times the size of the actual SSD itself.
The biggest feature we have a thick cooling pad.
Yeah, and here we have the Ventus 3X. In the Aegis, it was a little bit more, a little bit harder to show you guys, but here you really see it in its full glory. This is a non-RGB version, so if you love RGB, this is not the best choice for you. So this is for a, well, if you
RGB
are
hater maybe.
Yeah, well,
I mean, the other side has a lot of RGB in the case, so I think that's no problem. In the CPU cooler.
yeah, but I'm talking like about the GPU specifically itself, because right on top of here there's like a whole RGB strip that really illuminates everything in here. So here is the massive triple fan setup with a very thick. Well, can't really show you here, but here you can see just how thick the whole cooling is. That's why this beast stays around, well, not higher than 80 degrees under full load. And this, yeah, if you want to upgrade this, it's very easy. There being, well, if you just unscrew this part, you can slide off the top, and then you have a free roam access to access these screws, which of course sets the GPU in its bracket. Untie it, and you can just take it out and put a new one in, and that's it. And here is the PSU's air outtake, of course. Well, intake. And this is where it breathes. Well, I got the wrong one.
Ja, read the sticker because you're damaging.
It's hard to work with one hand. So here we have all the cutouts for all the fans that needs to breathe properly. So,
Ooh, Ja, what gaming PCs do we have at home?
oh, at home.
I have an old gaming PC. I need to upgrade, but I took a 3090 from the office, and I needed to take an extra power supply home because I only had 550 watt in my PC, and I actually only took it home to play Cyberpunk. I finished the game, and now I'm back to Battlefield 4 again. So I actually don't need it.
I actually have a similar story because I have a RX 580, like very old entry level GPU, but I was fortunate enough to borrow a sample from here, which is
Ja.
2080.
No. Borrow is the wrong word.
So how do you
I
call
asked
it?
you, Ja, where is this 2080? And you said I took it home. That sounds more like stealing.
Well, I wouldn't have said it's at my home if I was stealing. So
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
no, it's not how this works. If you want to fire me, you gotta find another reason. So this is the top side of the Trident X, of course, the on-off button, but this is really where the GPU will release all of its heat. So really, the entire upside is basically open, but you know, there's still some protection against anything that might fall in here. But it's open for air. And if we then take a look at the back side, let me show you the back side. Nothing crazy going on here, but there's definitely enough USB for you to enjoy the USB Gen 3s and Gen 2s, and also Type-Cs. Power connector, and this is quite a thick foot, and the reason is, let me put this up. There's extra space in here, actually 2 extra fans to properly cool, well actually not properly cool, but because the 11900K is such a beast of its CPU, it can produce a lot of heat. So we wanted to make sure that there is in no way that heat is going to be an issue with the 11900K in this tight and slim case. So that's why we have 2 extra fans built into the feet. Actually starting from Gen 10, so last gen. In the 9th gen with 9900K, this part is a lot thinner because there was no fans in here. But starting from the 10900K, we have put extra fans in here just to make sure there's extra cooling.
Yeah, show the sides. How it looks. Yeah. Like this.
So as you can see, CPU cooling is right here, and here there will be more air intake for better cooling, right in contact with the heat pipes also.
How about a challenge for that Trident? He wants to civilization. We don't play that. I think that's Mike plays it. No, does Mike play this game?
Which game?
Also not. Civilization.
Not sure.
That's like a game you need to put time in.
All right.
It's upside down jar, or
that's
not? Yeah, like this.
Pretty much how we are able to pack 11900K and a 3090 in here in a 10-liter case. As you can see, pretty much just a little bit longer than my forearm. And I also showed you, the length, the thickness, all in details before already. And still being able to keep the temperature to such an optimal level. Yeah, just some clever way of making use of the space and having our silent stop cooling chambers, so separating the GPU with the CPU. Yeah. Anything that I might not have told you that you want to know, or other questions? Well, what do you think of the desktops themselves? Let us know in the chat, and we'll try to get to it before we conclude today's live stream.
If I like the Cyberpunk story, to be honest, I'm not a story game guy. I'm just getting all my stuff, killing, grinding to get a higher level to finish the game. So actually, after the end of the game, when I beat the big boss, I wanted to go back to the level, but it didn't work. And when I used my save game, I came back just before the boss. So I was like stuck in a loop, and then I gave up.
Really? You got stuck in the loop and you gave up? How many hours did you spend?
I think 30 or something, 30 to 40 I would say, to finish the main story. And then probably all side missions or a lot of side missions. Actually, I used the one on our account, ja.
Which account?
On the MSI account.
Ah, so I can check how many hours.
Yeah, you can check.
Okay, let's see. Any questions?
I have a prize winner, ja.
All right.
It didn't do. One moment.
There comes another winner. Probably the last winner of today, right?
Yes.
And he or she is the
That's
chat.
a he. That's a he.
The chat. Congratulations, the chat. Hope you have a lot of fun with it, and yeah, get something nice in the Steam store. And if you missed this, I'll contact you by email in the coming days, so keep an eye out on your inbox. All right, and then to the rest of you guys, if you have questions, there's still a chance. Otherwise, next week
I'm probably going to jump again.
we're
No,
going
I
to
didn't.
have quite a different live stream because I'm already going to sneak peek what's right here in front of me. And yeah, I mean, you can guess what this is.
No, I think the people can guess what the mouse is, but not what that is.
Yes, but that's what I have in my hands, right? This is going to be used and demonstrated next week together with our wireless GM41. And yeah, Eric, I think, and Michiel together will have a lot of fun demonstrating what this actually is, because you can play games with it.
Yeah, and we already found some crazy Japanese game, which we're probably going to play. So, and we're thinking about the competition between Mike with his feet and me with my hand, or something like that. Anyway, will be fun next week.
Yeah,
Thank you all for
definitely tune in. And
yeah.
thanks for watching today, guys. Have a
Thanks.
good day. Stay safe.
Bye bye. Take
Cheers.
care.